Would you rather die today or live the next 50 years in mediocrity? One is instant. The other is a slow, agonizing death. You see, being an average man just shows to the world that you are too afraid to go all in on yourself. But you want to know what's even worse than being a average man? What's worse than being average? Gentlemen, what's worse than being average is being a slightly above average man. You see, to be slightly above average is what I call to be in purgatory. For at least the average man has a definite identity, whereas the slightly above average man, well, let's see. You're good, you're competent, you're doing well for yourself, but you're not good enough to trot in the hallway of the greats. And yet you feel outcasted because you're an outlier, meaning that amongst the average populace, you don't fit in. If you ask me, that's real torment, that's real torture. And yet, you wallow back and forth in frustration. You know you're meant for more. You may be excelling in one area of your life, but deep down, you want to be aggrandized. Pay very close attention to the word I just used, aggrandized. I'm going to circle it back to you later on in the video. I'll say it again. Living average is just your way of telling the world that you were too afraid to step up. And living slightly above average is just your way of telling the world that you are actually a competent man. You are actually somewhat of a high achiever, but you didn't have what it took to get to the next level. Let's ponder on that for a moment. You see, you're going to have to make a decision. You're going to have to make a pivotal decision. Not to aggrandize yourself, not to amplify yourself, but to augment yourself and truly increase your value. Now, the word amplifier, the word aggrandize means to make something seem bigger than it actually is. This would imply that you are not in a favorable position, but to augment means to set in stone that you are truly great, period. And so that being said, you're going to have to make a decision. Every month I bring friends from my inner circle into my mentorship to speak to our gentlemen. My high achieving friends from all different types of various industries from all over the world. Titans in tech and international real estate, investment moguls, all guys that are dominating in their respective areas. And each and every one of these gentlemen have spoken about their insecurities. Because yes, even the greats have insecurity. Surprise. They've all spoken about how they had to make a decision, a pivotal decision, overcome themselves, overcome a terror barrier in order to augment themselves. The existence of the man that is slightly above average, that's frustrated, that wants so much more. Many of you watching this video right now are doing well for yourself. You're high achievers, you're dominating your career, you're dominating whatever area it is that you're excelling in. You're above average. You're what's called an unconscious competent. You do well for yourself. You've always felt that you were special. You've always felt like you were called for more. So you carry yourself a certain type of way. You do. But here's the thing. As good as you might be doing for yourself, you still fear judgment of other people, of how to perceive you. You still feel like an imposter in certain settings. When that spotlight is on you, do you feel a little bit insecure? You might be doing well, you might be a high achiever. Uh-oh. But when you're at the forefront, when you're the one that has to lead, when that spotlight truly comes on you, and you look to your left, and you look to your right, and you see the man that you have to walk in alignment with, the shoes you have to fill, shoes that you chose for yourself. y te pones tímido. A veces te pones desanimado. Aún te sientes como te falta algo cierto y tú lo sabes. Yo lo sé. Es que estás exactamente donde yo estaba. La única cosa es que yo he superado todo lo que me estaba afectando. Y aún ni siquiera te das cuenta that you're still faking it. As successful as you are, you're resting on your past laurels. Resting on the little bit of money that you might have earned, that you maintain yourself. Hey, I'm a fit guy. I'm a handsome guy. I do well for myself. I'm not like the average, right? And gentlemen, might I remind you, there's nothing wrong with being average. How many times have I said that? There's nothing wrong with being average. But here's the thing. If there was nothing wrong with being average, you wouldn't be on this video right now. Gotcha, bitch. Caught your attention, didn't I? You could never be an average man. And yet, you've accepted the position of being slightly above average because you're too afraid to walk into alignment with everything you want to be. You're going to have to make a decision. You've mastered or you're mastering certain areas of your life, but when that spotlight is on you, you still feel inadequate. Well, gentlemen, I've just explained to you succinctly the exact reason why you're not where you want to be in life. The exact reason why you're only slightly above average and you're not elite. You're welcome. There's a discrepancy between the man that you say you want to be and the man that you actually are. And you've gotten comfortable being just slightly above average. And that's a major problem. And if you don't think that's a problem, again, I've just explained to you why you're not where you want to be. A lot of you guys think you have it all figured out. But the majority of you, you know you don't have it all figured out. Yeah, you're excelling in one or two areas. You're doing okay. But are you the man that you dreamt of becoming? That being said, being average is far worse than death to the ambitious man. But in that same sentiment, being slightly above average and never achieving all that you know you could have is an abomination. You're going to have to make a decision. All of us men have to make a decision along our heroic journeys. As I said before, gentlemen, there's nothing wrong with being average. Just get the fuck off on my channel. Because what I talk to and who I speak to are the men that have to have it all, are the men that refuse to settle, are the men that want, that desire, that need to maximize every single crescent and facet of their life. I talk to the men that regardless of how arduous the journey will be, they are committed to making themselves uncomfortable every step along the way, just to get a little finger, just a little taste of that honey once they make it to the promised land. And this shit it's not for everybody. I hope you guys understand what I'm talking about right here. I speak in parables a lot, but if you can comprehend what I'm saying, I'm not just talking about money and status and external, frivolous experiences and possessions. I'm talking about dominating yourself and being a man of preeminence. A man that when you walk in a room, motherfucker, you damn near floating. People can feel your energy. A man that commands any room. This work right here is cavernous. It's a work that you have to do internally every day until the day you die. It's a man of valor, a man of honor, a man that pushes the boundaries of himself in order to serve. This shit It's not for the average. It's not for the slightly above average. Shit, it may not even be for the greats. I'm talking about the elite of the elite. That's the only goal that's on my mind. Is having my name echo in all of eternity. And if you don't have this level of desire to be elite, I'm not the right channel for you. I'm not the right coach for you. I'm not the right mentor for you. I don't know what to tell you. As I've mentioned before, gentlemen, you have to be maniacal along your path to augment your life, your family, your relationships, the people that you serve. And if you just want to be slightly above average, if you just want to be making a couple $1 million a year, if you just want to be making a couple multi six figures and have a nice life, okay, that's cool. That's the external, right? If you just want to be a little bit mentally strong so that when things hit you, you're okay, that's fine. I'm talking about a man that masters every little area of himself so that when that spotlight is finally on you, you don't self-sabotage. We've seen men in great grandeur, men of high status, men that were in certain positions that were still deeply insecure. That can never be me. That's why I talk about my insecurities so openly, because I don't give a fuck. They're just that. I don't operate solely on this plane. You have to be multi-dimensional. And to be multi-dimensional, you have to understand yourself. Like I said before, is my body talking to you right now? Or rather, is it truly my conscious that is speaking through this vessel that's talking to you? You have to think layers deep, gentlemen. This is how you dominate every area of your life. As I've mentioned, there's two ways a man works on himself. There's working in the 3D and working on the 3D. Working on the 3D is working on your mind. For everything in this external reflects that which you accept to be true in your paradigm. And then there's working in the 3D, which is taking the actions, building the business, building your family up, serving your friends, your clients, what have you, in this physical. And only in conjunction these two things is a man able to see to it that he becomes everything he said he wanted. So yes, being average to the ambitious man is worse than death. But to be slightly above average is unacceptable because you actually have what it takes to be a great, but yet you wallow in the comfort of being an all-star when damn well you know you should be a Hall of Famer. Let's ponder on that for a moment. Gentlemen, if you're tired of being slightly above average, if you're doing well for yourself, but you know you're leaving something in the gas tank, you know you're not dominating every areas of your life, every area, every facet of your life, book a free call with me down below. I want to be fully transparent. This is a qualification call to see if you are a good fit to work with me and my team on a one-to-one level. That being said, bring your debit card, your credit card, or whatever, because I am not cheap. Being fully transparent, what I offer is a premium service. And every gentleman that has joined can admit and can attest that they have seen an ROI tenfold for the transformation that it has made in their personal lives, in their business lives, in their mindset, and how they see themselves. That being said, click that link, let's get on the call, and I'll see you gentlemen in our next video. Salute.